Welcome to SSN Entertainment TV, where the fun never ends and the entertainment never stops. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a wild ride with SSN Entertainment TV. The Golden State Warriors have the NBA fooled, and in today's video, we're gonna be talking about 5 underrated moves that the Golden State Warriors made this off-season that I think are absolutely underrated and huge moves that are gonna help them win the NBA championship once again. So make sure you like this video, and if you do want more Golden State Warriors content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel hitting that red button down below. Let's get into the first reason, and the first reason is resigning great players. So talking about that, as you all know, Kevin Looney actually ended up resigning, and he's going to be signing an extension. Other players such as Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins have made it clear they're going to resign and stay with the Warriors for the long term, and I think this is honestly huge, keeping players of this caliber. We all know how good Kevin Looney was this season, not only for the finals but for the whole season in general. He did actually average 6 points and actually had 7.3 rebounds during this season. Jordan Poole, another great person who actually had 18.5 points this season and averaged 3.4 rebounds and 4 assists. So he put up some really great stats, and we all know what Andrew Wiggins can also do on the floor. He's honestly a juggernaut in both offense and defense, and during the regular season, he actually had 17.2 points, 2.2 assists, and 4.5 rebounds. No disrespect to Klay Thompson, but definitely this season, I saw Andrew Wiggins as the right-hand man to Stephen Curry. Klay Thompson, don't get me wrong, is still a great player. He's honestly amazing, but Andrew Wiggins was definitely in the running for a second Finals MVP if it wasn't gonna go to Steph Curry, and that's just no doubt about it. But you know, having those 3 players, especially them 3 resign, and pretty much make it a verbal agreement, they're looking to stay with the Golden State Warriors for the long term, does it only set up this next season for a great season ahead. But when players such as Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green get older, these players are definitely going to step up and do what they do best, which is win games and hopefully win championships. So, the number 2 underrated move the Golden State Warriors made this offseason was signing some great rookies. At the number 28 pick, they took Patrick Baldwin Jr., number 44 Ryan Rollins, and the number 55 Guy Santos. Now, I haven't done a video on Patrick Baldwin Jr. I think he has so much potential at his height, at his physical stature. He honestly has the skills and tools to become a great player, and I think that's going to be very important for Golden State Warriors in the future, because they have a great young core developing, and adding a player like Patrick Baldwin Jr. is honestly amazing. Now, we haven't done a video on Ryan Rollins yet, but talking about Guy Santos, he has shown it in the Summer League that he is definitely one of the most skillful scorers in this draft class. Honestly, for getting him at the number 55th pick, and for him to putting up such great stats in the Summer League already, is such a recipe for success. I think it's honestly amazing to see him just really flourish, even though he was a low draft pick. He's already playing like a pro, which is honestly amazing, and Ryan Rollins, he was acquired in a trade with Hawks. I haven't done a full video on him yet, but I think he is honestly great shot creator. He's able to get those open shots that we want, and that's something that Golden State Warriors needs, especially coming off the bench. So the rookies that they did get this season, I think, are honestly really good. They may not be the NBA superstar level just yet, but under the great guidance of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, all these great players in this team, I'm definitely seeing these players develop into something special, and that's why we've seen such of a young core develop greatly, such as Andrew Wiggins, Kevin Looney, Jordan Poole, and Gary Payton II. So there were a lot of players that were developing, and I think that was very important, especially for these young guns. The third underrated move that the Golden State Warriors made this offseason is signing players such as Dante DiVincenzo. I do have to say that the free agency isn't over just yet. So there may be a lot of other players that care on Golden State Warriors' list of getting during this off-season. So that's definitely still to be decided, but to get someone such as Dante DiVincenzo for not only a lot of money, I think was honestly a great pickup. There's still a lot of other players that they are looking at getting. Some of them have been younger players, others have been more established. So players such as Dwayne Dedmon were also on the list of people that Golden State Warriors were interested in, but for the people they have signed already, which is Dante DiVincenzo. I have done a video on him and I think he is honestly fantastic. It was great to get him for such a cheap price first of all, so I think it is going to be a really huge impact, especially with him coming off the bench. Dante DiVincenzo is great on both ends of the floor, so he really does fill that space that was left from Gary Payton II. I know a lot of people were very upset that Gary Payton II left. There is a lot of controversy on what was the reason behind that. But I think they really did recover with someone such as Dante DiVincenzo. He is definitely a player that still needs more developing. His times in Sacramento have been a bit poor. I heard through the grapevine that there was a lot of back and forth between them and the Sacramento. That's why he decided to split off and pretty much not be part of the team and move somewhere else in Milwaukee. However, he definitely showed what he was capable of. He was averaging 10, 12 points a game, even with Giannis, even with Drew Holiday, and players such as Chris Middleton all on the team. So he was putting up some great numbers for being the fourth scoring option, and he's a great three-point shooter as well, which I think is obviously going to fit well with the Golden State Warriors. If Jordan Poole and Dante DiVincenzo both coming off the bench, you got two pure scorers that can really provide that offense, and then you have other players that can really provide the defense as well. So I think they have a good balance between the two. But when it comes to signing him already, I think it is honestly fantastic, and like we told you about before, there definitely are gonna be more players that are on Golden State Warriors list. So it will be time will tell whether another player is going to be signing with them. But to get him just as of that, I think as long as the core team is still there, which it already is, I think it's still going to be huge for what they have to come. So underrated move number 4 from the Golden State Warriors is actually releasing Gary Payton II, Otto Porter Jr., and Juan Toscano Anderson. I know this is a bit of a controversial one, and do I say I agree with it completely? Not really, but I do want to tell you guys on what I think Golden State Warriors are doing and why they actually let go of these key players. A lot of you in my comments were basically telling me what I thought about them getting rid of GP II and also Otto Porter Jr. and what my thoughts on it are now. Obviously, I do think it would have been best if they stayed. However, it does seem that Gary Payton II, Otto Porter Jr., the reason why they let them go is to make room for the younger players, and I think this may come as a shock to you, but I think the GMs such as Bob Myers and maybe the other owners, they see more potential or more superstar powers from players such as Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and James Wiseman. I think that's the reason why they let Otto Porter Jr., Gary Payton II, and JTA leave. The reason why they made them leave is because their players such as Kuminga and Moody, they're not gonna get any game time just by sitting on the bench. So they need to get rid of some players, and I think that's who they are going to fill. So I think that's what's the plan with what they did. Now, do I completely agree with it? Yes and no. I can kind of see where they're going with it. There has been a lot of say that Kuminga could be an all-out NBA superstar. He's such a young player, and he has shown glimpses of how great he can be. So I can say I completely agree with them releasing Gary Payton II, because I think he was so vital to the NBA team, but I do see that Gary Payton II probably wanted a bigger bag. Wanted definitely more money, and I think Golden State Warriors obviously saw that, as he's probably not worth that much. And they could always replace him with players like Kuminga, Moody, and all these others. So I don't agree with it completely, but I do see what Golden State Warriors are doing, but I do want to hear your comments and what you think of it. I think that's their game plan, and I kind of see where they're coming from, because Kuminga and Moody, I think they're going to be great players in the future. So them releasing those players, even Otto Porter Jr. and JTA, just make room for Kuminga, Moody, James Wiseman to step up and be the full potential and the NBA superstars they are supposed to be. An underrated move number 5 is Golden State Warriors not trading the core team. Now I think this is very important because during the off-season, especially in today's NBA, we see a lot of superstars jump in and out of teams. But with Golden State Warriors, they're looking to keep the same core and the same championship team together as much as they can in order to win another one. We all know there's players such as Kyrie Irving. There were players such as Rudy Gobert who recently got traded Kevin Durant. All these NBA All-Star players are being available up for trade, and the Golden State Warriors supposedly haven't put a trade through because they think they can win it with what they have going on, and I think that's very important. There were some rumors that they were going to trade for Kevin Durant. We may do a video on that if these actually does happen. But as of filming this video, it hasn't happened just as of yet. But I think it's honestly great because sometimes when you trade for another superstar or anything like that, it really causes more problems than anything good. And keeping players such as Clay still there even though he's just coming back from injury. Draymond's still there and others, I think is honestly fantastic and it really does show. And these are the little things that's gonna help this Golden State Warriors team go far. We've seen this time and time again. And especially in today's NBA where people love to create super teams like Love It, and it hasn't really panned out the way it has. The last successful super team I'd say was probably the Lakers with LeBron when he got Anthony Davis and all these other players, but we've seen other super teams, not really a super team, but Chris Paul and Devin Booker when they teamed up. People thought that was going to be dangerous. We also thought Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and now look at what's happening there. And also they added James Harden as well. Now we have James Harden and Joel Embiid. Now they didn't really perform as well as everyone thought so, but there were obviously issues and it was James Harden's first season with them. So we'll see if they can bounce back from that. But super teams are not really working out as it's supposed to be, and I think it's great that the Golden State Warriors have kept to their roots and stuck to what they know, which is keeping this core team together and having them run it back and win another championship together, and I think that's very important. Bob Myers is honestly a great GM, and what he succeeded in the past 10 to 20 years, with this Golden State Warriors team as a GM or even just as a work of Golden State Warriors really does show how great he is to this organization. So let me know down in the comments what you think, guys. There's a lot of buzz going around with free agencies, trades, all that, so I definitely have a lot of videos coming for you. Let me know down in the comments what you think of Gary Payton II leaving, and also if there's any other videos you want me to do. Let me know down in the comments and I'll definitely do a video on it very, very soon. And there you have it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest updates. Thanks for watching and we hope